idea that the fact that you can live without a brain as an organism early on means that you're not a life that worth respecting doesn't make any sense at all, because all that means is that early life doesn't need a brain, but it is life. And early human stages of development don't need a brain in order to coordinate all of the growth that it's going through. And this is a very short period of time. It can be over like that. Human development, from the time that you come into existence as a single cell, as a zygote, through birth, is remarkably fast. And the prejudices that we can place on something for existing for this brief moment of time without capacities that are coming if we just leave that life alone in a very short amount of time is oftentimes remarkable to me, that we use that as justification for destroying life. Well, you can't do it yet. Sure, they can't do it yet, but they're going to be able to do it in a couple of months if you just leave them alone. Just don't kill them and it's coming, right? So when people say, well, because brain death is the end of life, which, as I said, is just like saying death is the end of life, then not having a brain prior and early stages of development means that life hasn't begun. Like, as far as meaningful personal life, it hasn't begun yet. Nonsense. All that means is that early biology isn't centered around the brain. That early developmental phase doesn't need the brain to coordinate all of the cellular differentiation that's starting to happen as things start to move into systems. The primitive streak happens very early. We're talking about like the 12th or 14th day that begins. And that is the beginning of hardcore cellular differentiation and the beginning of the different systems as the cells start to move into the places where they're going to become heart cells and brain cells and muscles and all of those different things. So it's Scott said, it's not no more versus not yet. In the one sense, we are literally at the end of life, death. There is no longer any organizing principle to this organism. Anything that's still operating is operating independent of each other. The brain's gone. Life is over. Not yet is a different place because the brain's coming. You just got to give it a little time. And in order to be alive and to develop and to function, that early human organism doesn't require a brain. That will happen later when the brain becomes the center of coordinating the efforts of that organism, but not yet. So early human life doesn't need a brain, but that doesn't mean it's not early human life. And that certainly isn't justification for destroying it or using it as a resource for the better of other human beings.